Bottom of the first, the Best Coast Ballers take their first at kicks against the veteran pitcher Matt Wilner.
William Mayer Twinkle Toes Newsom kicking. Comes into Founders Cup with a .941 kicking average in 2009. You like to see that from your leadoff kicker.
Absolutely. Presumptively speedy Newsom takes one ball and promptly bunts the first one in. Castillejo spins, fires to first. Might have been in time, but offline. Rivera dives to knock it down. That was nice. Catherine Tucker there to back it up.
The Newsom with 12 seasons under his belt. Puts down a good bunt.
Beautiful dive from Rivera, just maintaining control of the ball, holding Newsom to a single. I think a lot of leadoff men will already be bolting the second by the time an offline throw is made. But,
that's right. You wonder if that's maybe where he gets his reputation as El Gato.
That brings Tom Lanahan, the pitcher, to the plate.
21 seasons for Lanahan.
And at least 5 of them in Virginia.
The Best Coast Ballers, since their inception, have been a team focused on winning championships and making a deep run at the Founders Cup. They are credited with bringing an East Coast pitching style to the Bay Area, making Lanahan with his Virginia roots a perfect fit.
Wilner's prior Founders Cup appearances, there are 6. This is actually his 7th Founders Cup. This guy has been around the block a few times. I actually can recall shooting some footage of him. Might have been back in '05, had one of the best single bounce sidearm pitches I'd ever seen. Of course, it was my first time seeing East Coast pitching myself, and that's always an eye-opening experience for a young kickballer, the first time they see an East Coaster throwing sidearm.
The advent of the second bounce in pitching rules, though, has taken a lot of speed off what used to be mostly an overhand pitch from the East Coasters. Interesting to see that rule change play out in game play in terms of how it affects kickers.
2-2-2 pitch. Castillejo's on it quickly. Throw to first is in time for the out. Rivera quickly fires to Duncan at third. Newsom holds at second base.
It seems the intent of the rule change was to bring a little more kicking and a little more game action. Interestingly, you slow down the pitches, anything that's easier to kick deep is also easier to bunt. So your more experienced teams are just bringing a lot more infield play.
Pat Hanley fouls one off.
Rover and pitcher Pat Hanley, 8 seasons under his belt. Hometown of St. Joseph, Michigan.
Lets that one go for a strike.
A couple of excellent team names in his past, Galactic Prophylactic and Mr. Bo Dangles.
Oh, that's a foul.
There's a way we can mark the cord. I feel people tripping over it.
Juhas charges the ball, but he's going to put it in his pocket. Keep Newsom at second base, letting Hanley have first. As you sort of see one of the main gameplay differences between kickball and baseball, because you can't freeze the runner with a look and still get the out. You're really sort of forced to make a choice with the slow-moving red rubber. Here's the co-captain, Chris Castillo. Certainly has to be held responsible for the advent of this competitive streak in San Francisco's team. That's a bunt to first. It's intended as a sack.
And a curious occurrence there with the runner going from first to second.
It looks like he gets run down. I'm not sure if Hanley is falling or pushed. The ballers are certainly calling for a review of this play. Hanley could have trot out to second base and force the issue. If we can get a view there of how exactly he comes to be on the ground. It looks like Rivera may have his hands on him, or maybe trying not to touch him. I'm not quite sure how he's headed back in the other direction if he was being pushed, but looks like that's going to go down as a fielder's choice.
You know, it really seems to me that there isn't much reason for Ever Rivera to hold his hands up as if he hadn't pushed him, if he hadn't pushed him.
Yeah. Felt like we were watching a soccer game for a second. Not to accuse anyone of diving.
It is difficult to figure, though, how the runner could have been attempting to dive back to first base on what came out as a ground ball. He is forced to second.
Yeah, unless he thought it was going to be caught. I can't think of a reason he would be heading in that direction.
And that is one situation that I could see happening. If he thought it was going to be caught, tried to come back, lost his footing, perhaps unintentionally collided with Rivera.
Looks like that's what the reps went ahead and ruled it. Mike Silverman with a 1-1 count.
And 2 outs, looking to put one in the outfield so he can get a run in.
Boots it into left field. That'll tie the game as Newsom scores easily from third. Natalie Jacobs plays it on a bounce, gets it in quickly. Castillo advances to second. A clutch RKI base hit from Mike Silverman,
who, though he's only played 3 seasons with WAKA, appears to have started playing competitive kickball in middle school.
Imagine that. Brings Adam Wood, the first baseman, to the plate. 2 out, 2 on. Now a tie game.
8 seasons of WAKA Kickball for Adam Wood.
Looks like that's going to fly out to end the inning. P-Dunk drifting out.
That's
to
right.
Make the catch.
The Super Rover P-Dunk. You'll see him making plays all over the field.
Covered a lot of ground that one. And that's the end of the inning. 1 run on 3 hits and 1 sack.